breakfast, French toast, and then I'll finish packing up and get going. There's some blue, lots of clouds, but some blue up there. Two guys went slack packing, so they were off an hour ago. Oop, upstairs. Well, I had the breakfast. I met with a couple of the women who were traveling in a group with Curly. They're here. I guess Curly's up ahead and she's going to be going off trail or something like that for a couple of days or something. But it's very nice temperature, but very humid. And although there are occasionally a little patch of blue, it's pretty overcast right now. K-Town is going for his breakfast. And it's about 10 to 8. So I'm going to pack up quick and I guess head off. So back to the trail. Last time looking at the hostel here. See a couple guys who are gone slack packing, so they still have their bags here. It's kind of light. So it rained last night. Game along the board. That's some bed I had. It's a kind of neat thing, I guess. The old chimney here, divider, a rack for drying things, plenty of outlets, a lot of lights, that type of thing. Bathroom here, which I think I may want to show you. It's a small one with a nice shower, and it all worked very well. The window here, and of course the stairs. Which are very steep. Okay, it's 8:10. Time to get on the road to get my pack out. Don't have a pack cover on it, but don't know if I'll need it. And hiking poles, filled with water. Got electrolytes in a bottle. And snack bag is ready. Just double check the tightening of straps around the waist, because they do have a habit to get loose over time. But other than that, everything looks good. So, not far to go to get back on the AT. The main strap here is not here at all. You can come through the hole, and this has been ripping a little bit. So, should be this big strap going through the bottom. So, it's totally come undone, and I've just been hanging on by the adjusters. So I gotta unpack and fix that now. That strap that was missing. And this is the one that should be taking all the weight. I had to double back through here as well. So I'll have to watch that more closely. It has come undone before. Ooh, like I'm a hot, sweaty mess already. Just had to unpack the entire pack, get at it, fix the belt, put it all back in. Oh, and it's so humid. Oh. And it's already 20 after 8. I think I'm going to be going for the 18-mile shelter today because I'm just lost like 4 miles worth of time. She Cuddles just sent me a message. She's just at the beginning of the Shenandoah. Yeah, she's a week behind me, I guess. Anyway, off we go. Okay, put the pack on, start sweating. And take a look at Gut Hook first before I head off. I'm sure I've got a big hill to go up right away. Sorry to be leaving this place. It's awfully nice. But back to the highway. Back to sign 7, turn right, and continue on the Appalachian Trail. My Gut Hook said it was only 16 miles. So problem between it and AWOL. GPS receiver error, who knows. But won't be a long day. Mountain home, bed and breakfast. Definitely stay there if you can. Last night, middle of the night, realized I left my hiking shorts and socks out on a line outside after spraying them with a little bit of permethrin that was left in hiker box. So I just had to get up, go out and get it and bring it back. It was a little damp just from the humidity. let it hang there in the end of my bed until morning. Otherwise, I might have been wondering, where are my pants? Where are my shorts? And my wool socks? So, oh well, at least it didn't rain, at least before I got them. When I went out, it was a bug web. It was a clear night. I look up, I can see some stars, and I notice all the fireflies in the trees blinking. It was really quite magical. I'd like to just sit there and look at them for a while. Maybe tonight at the shelter, because I have noticed it when it starts to get dark and they're out and they're blinking. And for a couple of hours, it's like just a massive number of them. Well, maybe not massive, maybe 30 or so, but it's like an orchestra in a way, because they're all over and they're all blinking. And I really don't remember having seen fireflies since I was a kid in camp, when I used to try to catch them and put them in a jar. Of course, by morning they'd be dead, unfortunately, if we didn't let them go. But, quite magical. Really enjoyed that part. So, we'll see. 18 or 16 miles, or 20, 24, I'm not sure how far the next shelter is. And there's one, I think, along the way. I'll stop for the lunch break. The hill is 1,000 feet. I'm just getting to it, I think. Starting an upgrade. Should take an hour, half an hour, 45 minutes. I see someone that's left a bench seat up here. I guess knowing that people are going to want to sit down every now and then, or just one chair. So, see that type of thing every now and then, that bench. What is a 2-seater bench? So, well, a lot of people do little day hikes. Neighbor, people live in the area. A little stream to my right. Sun is out at the moment, peeking through. So other than humidity and temp, maybe a beautiful day. Oop, see some tree fall up ahead. Okay, well, I'll catch you at the top of the hill, hopefully. That hill wasn't terribly long. I guess 1,000 feet, but with no air movement and the high humidity, just sweating like a top or whatever. I did try drinking a little bit of electrolyte. It was from the hiker bought. It's a blackberry flavor. Anyway, not very strong flavor. Of course, the water, like room temperature. So it's not very refreshing. You know, when you get it from a stream, it's usually cool. And if you wait too long while it's hanging on my pack, of course it warms up a bit, but usually cooler than body temperature. But this water was closer to body temperature. So I took it out of the tap. I should have grabbed the water that they had in the fridge, but I didn't think of it, and I didn't think the cold water tap would be so warm. Anyway, just passed a couple section hikers going the other way. One had a bug net over his head. I mean, there are those little pesky fleas, but it's not that bad yet. And I know I'll have to get one of those and a cap of some kind to have a brim that will keep it out of my face. But yeah, I'll have to get one of those. I did buy a couple cheap ones from AliExpress, but ultimately didn't bother bringing it. They were kind of connected to the hat, which was kind of a plastic wide brim hat that I could have slipped into the back edge of the pack and not even probably noticed, but I didn't think the plastic would breathe very well. It just make my head hot, so I kind of regret not bringing it now. Things like that happen. It's like having those gaiters. Will they be something I end up using, or will I just end up dropping them in another hiker box somewhere along the way? Also thinking about the Washington D.C. thing. Since I've always been someone who hated traveling on their own, and even though I am doing this pretty much on my own, there's still a internal fear of making that journey on my own. I mean, I can ask where's the train station, go there, get tickets. Have an idea what the cost is. I can get an Airbnb. I could do an Uber from the train station, or use Google with the subway to figure out where to go and all that. But there's still this internal fear of going off somewhere like that on my own. Having to walk around with the pack on. Not that I'm expecting people are going to want to take things off of my pack. Oof. Those English worms are hanging from the trees again. But safety in numbers, and it'd always be great to have an extra person with you. I mean, someone who's going to visit me coming to Washington, D.C. for the day would be ideal, but I don't expect anyone's going to fly in from wherever just to spend a day or even two with me and then fly out. So, toughy lucky. I'll have to break that fear barrier and do it, because I'm sure it will all amount to nothing. It's just money, maybe $100 or whatever for an Airbnb somewhere, and $40 from train tickets, and another maybe $10-20 in transportation, food. It's not exorbitant, but I'll always look for excuses. I hope I don't bug on my face. Hope I don't cop out on one crossing a gravel road here. The sun is out. I can hear what you might think is thunder. Could be aircraft. Bugging my hair now. Oh well, back to it. kind of a nice little shelter, older. Stopped here because I was just totally exhausted. And, soaking wet from the sweat. So thankfully I was able to go down to the water. Hey, there's a barking dog. Anyway, just totally wiped out feeling from the heat and the humidity. And I had some pepperoni and cheese wrap, something to eat, and some trail mix. And drank some new cool water with electrolytes. Both of them are electrolyte, so I'm ready to go. There's a shelter about 5 miles from here. I think it's too early, but there's a campsite about 10 or 11 miles. I think I can do that. The next shelter would be another 3 or 4 miles after that, so I don't think so. I'm just tired, and it'll be part of the roller coaster too, I guess, when I get to it. Anyway, enough to be said for humid heat and sweat, and maybe not drinking enough before I left the hostel, and the water being a little too warm that I had with me, and the electrolyte stuff, didn't like it at all. So I've got both of mine now with some Gatorade Pro Leaf, what it's called. So maybe it rejuvenate me. There's a little hill here. Another guy came by, but he didn't get water or eat. He just took a rest for 15 minutes, moved on. So I was there at least half an hour. Haven't drank a whole lot of water though, so I'll be drinking more as soon as I get off the camera here. And try to get some motivation to get moving at a better speed. Because I'm not even doing 2 miles an hour, at least wasn't doing even 2 miles an hour going in to the camp there. Barely one, it felt like. Not for lack of food, maybe a lack of water, definitely a lack of cooling. And again, nothing like the right mental attitude to make you really want to go for it when it's feeling competitive or I need to be somewhere by a certain time. I went for that further shelter, which is the nearer of the two I was looking at originally in my plan. I think I'd be walking till at least 6 o'clock, not later. And maybe I will, but until I get moving, I don't know how I'll go. So I just play the field, see how I go, see how I feel as I get there. The campsite, short of the that forest shelter, it's not a bad idea. It's near water, so that'd be good. But looking at the shelter, it's pretty close, but not a very long day, that's for sure. So it just makes getting to Harper's Ferry that much harder, or longer. Anyway, you have to do what you can do. So. Well, I went by the shelter, the second one. Figured I'd walk another. Sorry, came to a junction here. Yeah, I just had got a phone call from Sybil saying hi, but as I'm descending, the connection was getting worse, so had to end it. Oh, anyway, I left. I went by the shelter. Had I figured 3.5 hours walk to a brook which had camping, so there would be camping spot and water, which is what I need. And I think it was 2 miles or just a bit over to the next shelter, which was my original target. But I don't want to walk until 7:30. So, and I have put my pack cover on because I did feel a few raindrops falling at one point. The sky had gotten quite gray and the forest had become quite dark, and I figured I'm going to get wet. So that would affect whether or not I would go to the brook or to the shelter, although the shelter might be full because it's raining. If I get to the brook and it's not raining, at least I can set up my tent, and it will probably just rain overnight and be nice again tomorrow. My feet are feeling very tender on the bottom, so walking is not as fast as it might normally be. I don't feel too tired, and the electrolytes are helping a lot, drinking a little water. So I'm still moving, which is probably why I decided to carry on from the shelter that I was at, whatever it was called. It was a 0.3 mile, or yeah, 0.3 mile walk to the shelter anyway. So a bit of a walk, but so I didn't go to take photos or anything, or take a break. I just stood there and looked at Guthook and tried to make some hard decisions, and decided to go for the miles because I'm just walking. You know, otherwise there's not a lot to do besides talk to other hikers, and I didn't know how many would be there anyway, and who knows if when I get to the campsite it might be full. I doubt that, but same thing for the shelter I'm heading for. So I think it's a shelter just beyond where the other guys, Promo and Low Gear, did the slack packing from this morning. So I may see them tomorrow morning, depending on how quickly or early they decide to get going, which is probably early because that's the way Low Gear is. And it's a little brighter now in the sky, so I don't think it will rain, thankfully. But still have a couple of hours to walk. And my feet aren't that great. Happy about it. Oh well. Continue on I must. Talk to you later. set up my tent near a brook, which is over there somewhere. Water flowing by. And the occasional mosquito. Just filtering some water. Gonna make some dinner. And hang the food bag somewhere. And then get in the tent. And edit. And think and sleep. Oh well. Okay. Be having your taco rice with a little bacon bit, and maybe some sriracha, and then some tuna on a wrap after that, and then maybe some Sour Patch Kid type of candy for dessert. Okay, I have my food bag. Pretty far above the ground. I would say that's probably 20 some feet. And it's tied off to that stick that's kind of underneath that log there. Okay, got the tent ready. And just filling up this last bottle, and then I'll keep the reserve for tomorrow morning. I'll drink a good part of this bottle probably tonight. Although that will mean I'll have to do the morning or middle of the night over 50 pee in the woods. So that's the way back out. There's a little fire ring that was there. So 8. And the brook is just over there, and the AT crosses there and continues on up that way for a couple miles. I was just looking up and I saw somebody walking southbound, crossing the path and the brook. I have a little bit of a walk to get to a shelter. So the only thing I'm worried about is, other than rain, now I've got DEET on my arms and legs, and how that may affect the quilt and the mat, both of which are a kind of plastic. DEET melts plastic, as I found out when I put the tortilla bag on across my leg. The ink started to melt off. So now I'm going to have to, I think, go and get some of those wet naps that I've dried out and wipe down my arms and legs and take the DEET off before I get into the tent. Because I don't want any expensive and awkward problems. That would be quite awkward, not having a mat and the cost of a mat, not to mention the quilt and all the down coming out. So, lessons learned, I think. Only put the DEET on when you really need to, and then get ready to take it off. Well, I had a little boo-boo. I had put a bottle inside the tent, and unfortunately the cap wasn't on tight, so I spilled, I don't know, 3 or 4 tablespoons worth of water, which I tried sopping up with one of the dried out wet ones. So it's just a little damp underneath. Ugh. Always something. Anyway, I'm in the tent. Slope seems okay. I don't think I'll have a problem falling off the mat or sliding away. And it's so warm I don't even know if I'll need the quilt anyway. I just have to put the buff around there so it's not plastic on my face when I'm sleeping on my side. One last thing, I forgot to brush my teeth, but well, I guess I'll do that in the morning. I don't have to get out if I don't have to. So I'm just going to edit yesterday's video, and probably today's. Hopefully be able to upload them in not too distant future. and plug in the phone, and actually it's almost 8 o'clock. So late in the day, ready to go to bed. Yeah, well, it was tiring. Um, and I have the water bottle just outside, so if I get thirsty, I can have a little drink. Otherwise, I've got my night light, so that when I have to go out at night, I can do that. And if I hear the rain at all, I'll just close the vestibule door right here. And I just got my fake Crocs out there waiting for me should I need them in the middle of the night. And with this fly on, it's pretty dark in here, so shouldn't be a problem going to bed early, because it just feels dark and ready for bedtime. Nothing else remarkable to talk about. Like I said, I'm just 2 miles, I think, or so away from the shelter. I just didn't want to walk that extra hour. And we'll see how far I want to go tomorrow. Maybe I'll go to that hostel that has a caretaker, and we have 4 bunks, just for the novelty of it. Or, maybe I'll stop by just to see if there's anything you can buy, like a sody pop, and then continue on to whatever one of the 2 shelters I picked, probably the one that's closer than the other one. They're pretty near Harper's Ferry, so the idea would be to be able to get to Harper's Ferry early enough for the train to Washington. So, but I need to go by the what do I call it, the Appalachian Conservancy office, I guess, and get my new number and get my photo taken for their board, which would be kind of neat. And I had, like I said, the taco race tonight. It wasn't soupy at all, thankfully. I put just the right amount of water. The pasta was soft, so it wasn't a problem. But it's a lot of one thing that tastes like it needs to be in a wrap with other things, being taco rice. I've got one more. It's probably the stir-fry one, which is better. It's got a flavor of soy and some dried green peas in there. Make it look more like stir-fry. So I'll probably have that tomorrow. I'm going to save the freeze-dried ones for when I really feel the need. I got that Astor one, the pad thai, from that other make. I can't remember what it's called. It's not Mountain House. That I guess Moxie must have gotten in her resupply box. And, either had too much or just didn't want it. So I got it. Good timing. Sybil said that Renata might try calling. I don't think I have phone service here, but if I do, maybe I'll give her a call just to say hi. Or my mom. Hi, Mom. I haven't spoken to you for probably over a week. Tired. Anyway, well, let's see if it's even possible. Other than that, like I say, I'll be editing some videos and then probably just going to sleep or listen to a podcast. So, talk to you later.